Attention business owners. Are you interested in owning your commercial space instead of paying rent to somebody else? Over your career, you might pay $1 million or more to someone else for your commercial space that you're renting. This video series is helping business owners buy their commercial space and turn that into a long-term investment. In this video, we're going to talk about attorney review for your purchase and sale agreement. In previous videos, we've talked about hiring a broker, finding a lender, getting pre-approved, finding the right property. All these things are extremely important. We are now at the point where you have that building, you have a price that you feel good about, but before going into contract, they're going to give you what they call a purchase and sale agreement, a PSA. So basically what this is it's the contract that's going to allow you to buy the commercial property. This is essentially the rules of the transaction. In most cases, when you go into escrow on a commercial property, you're going to have a due diligence period or an inspection period that essentially gives you time to investigate the property and make sure that it's in the condition that you think it is. But before you do that, before you go into contract, they're going to give you this purchase and sale agreement. People ask me all the time, should I have an attorney review this? The answer is, when you own a business and someone is giving you any kind of contract that has a significant, financial implications, you want to have an attorney review it. The caveat is that you want to have a local commercial real estate attorney review your purchase and sale agreement. If you have an uncle that does a completely different type of law in Texas, they can take a look at it, but that might end up being more trouble than it's worth. You want a local commercial real estate attorney that looks at these contracts all the time, knows the local laws, knows all the local trends, and can spot anything in the contract that's a little bit out of the norm. So once again, I highly recommend having someone review your PSA before you sign it. There are some forms out there. In California, for example, we have a CAR form and an AIR form. These are kind of standard PSAs, or a little more like your residential contracts that are kind of an industry standard that people don't necessarily tweak quite as much. Those tend to be, relatively even-handed, but you still want to have an attorney look at it and make sure there isn't something that they would recommend including. A good local commercial real estate attorney is going to be familiar with these forms and probably have some custom language that they want to add. On the flip side, if you're being given a purchase and sale agreement that is a custom form, it's not an industry standard form, or if the seller added a bunch of custom language to it, that should really be a red flag to have an attorney take a look at it if there's anything that's custom in there, if it's a custom form. You can review it, and your commercial real estate broker can, double check the business terms are right. But at the end of the day, we're not attorneys, and so you still want to have someone take a look at that. The key with attorney review is, in my opinion, having reasonable expectations. Sometimes you'll go in and an attorney will have, all of these edits and all of these changes, and they want to basically renegotiate the deal and make things way more favorable for you. Obviously, they're looking out for your best interest, which is great, but you want to make sure that you have someone who's experienced and knows, what's normal and what is kind of an unreasonable ask. So when you go into it, your attorney may have a lot of things that they are going to add, but before those edits go over, you should talk to the attorney and understand, okay, what are the most important things? Like what can we absolutely not live without? And understanding what are the most important things to get secured. Because at the end of the day, these attorney reviews and edits are, a negotiation, and they're probably going to have an attorney that's going to respond to those edits. So before your attorney sends a bunch of edits over, you want to understand, what are the most important things, and make sure you understand why those changes are being made. Because in some instances, back and forth negotiating a contract like this can make or break a deal. So you want to know if what you're fighting for, what does it mean and why is it important? That's why it's definitely nice to have an attorney in your corner. Are you gonna have to pay some legal fees? Of course, their time is valuable and you're going to have to pay for it. But if you're buying a several $1 million commercial property, do you really want to skimp out and not pay an attorney, whatever their fees are in order to review that? In some cases it can be a few $1,000s, and more complicated deals it can be a lot more than that. But it's still really important to have a professional look at this contract that you're signing, because we're talking about millions of dollars. I mean, you're signing a contract that has big time implications, and you want to make sure you have an attorney review it. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you got any value, please hit subscribe. Really appreciate it. I'm trying to get this information out there. If you have any questions about buying your own commercial building, feel free to contact us. I'm Dave at Carlson O'Connell Commercial Real Estate. This YouTube channel is to help business owners make informed decisions about their commercial real estate. So feel free to contact us anytime, and thanks for watching. Have a great week.